Hey everyone, it's me Hunter. I'm back today with another larger mock. It's been a while since I've done something bigger, but as many of you know, I have been redoing my Lego room, and I'm still in the process of finalizing placements of stuff, like bins and shelves, and just a whole bunch of not like important stuff, but stuff that just makes the room function. However, the table has been completed for a little bit now. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of the photos. So I have the tables and some of my shelves up, and obviously, if you've seen the Clone Rescue mock that I put out a couple weeks back, then you know I'm up in business for making larger mocks. But this one came out even bigger. I'm really excited because this is the first time I've used my favorite Lego set, the 2008 ATTE Walker set. Excuse me. I've never had a good chance to use it. Never had any reasonable chance to use it. Where it made sense, where it didn't feel like it crowded the area, and finally I kind of have a build that it fits on, and really actually I got two, so I was able to get both of them on here. It's a little crowded. If I could redo it if I had the parts, because I tried not to order in anything, and I didn't order in anything, except for some new gear for ARC Trooper Blitz down there, would be to extend it out another two plates, or plate back, so then I could push the walkers back another plate. But overall, I think this came out pretty good for what I was going for. My goal was to use Rancor Battalion along with my Clone Army Customs Blitz, and then we have Hammer over there, and then this custom Jedi I created. Originally, I was going to build a cannon position, AV7 cannon position, but the thoughts that were coming to me were too reminiscent of Hacks or Viral Blade Ridge. There, I just almost messed up with using the same dark tan plates, because I have this is the largest amount of plates I have, like color this plates, then it's just the easiest to do these largest or mocks with. So I'm like, well, I want to use my walker, and I really would love to try my wits at a destroyed walker, so that's what I pretty much did. Essentially, the story is the Jedi here has been on this planet fighting the droids, trying to hold off the droids, and Rancor Battalion has been sent in post the Battle of Kamino to assist. So, as we know in Kamino, Colt and Havoc died, so Blitz and Hammer have taken over the Rancor Battalion. I went back and forth too on this build of deciding whether or not to use regular Phase 1 Clone Wars Troopers and the Rancor ARC Troopers. At the end of the day, though I did have less of the Rancor ARC Troopers, I think it looked better just having them on the battlefield. The only alternatives to that are my Phase 1 Clone Gunners, because either way I'd have to use some gunners for the walkers. You got this guy holding on for his dear life, and then the pilots that are inside. Even though you might not really be able to see them, the point is they're there, and that's what matters. Going back over to the destroyed walker, and I apologize if my hand's a little shaky, but this is my first attempt at really trying to destroy a vehicle. Actually, I tried twice here, once over here, and then once with the Corporal Alliance tank. I kind of wanted to try some, just add in some fire, some other stuff, but I didn't want to rip apart the walker. So basically I just said, okay, let me take apart this leg, distribute the parts of the leg, and then see what I can do. I think it came out pretty well. I apologize, that's my phone in the background. But I think it came out very well, very nice. And then we move over to the droid side, where I had a couple battle droids in front of these barricades I built. All of them easily got gunned down. Of course, the walkers can get this close to the tanks, then the droids that aren't behind barricades and defenses are probably going to be cut down. We got a couple left. We got a spider droid. As I was kind of pointing out a couple seconds ago, the destroyed Corporal Alliance tank. Unfortunately, I ran out of translucent orange studs with the holes in the middle, so you might be able to see a little bit. I use, you can see one there, this brown kind of flower piece as an alternative, and I tried to use what I had left for translucent orange up front, and then as you go farther back, it's the brown. But again, another attempt, because I did want to, originally in my AV7 cannon position idea, I wasn't going to have a destroyed Corporal Alliance tank. I was still going to use actually all three that I have. My biggest complaint, kind of as we're here about this mock, is that I had this one destroyed and not this one. I should have swapped it, but by the time I thought about it, I had everything kind of ripped apart, especially because it's everything on that side of the mock's been destroyed. The HTE, the Snail Tank, as the nickname goes. It's all been on that side, and I was like, ah, crap, I should have kind of staggered it a little bit, but that's okay. But the story I have for that is the destroyed Separatist tank took out this walker, so this clone had enough, turned his mass driver cannon on that little tank and went to town, destroying all the droids around it as well. As we continue farther back along the droid line, you have the first kind of line of droids opening fire, anyone that kind of has access opening fire, like this little group over here. And then we have a couple just droid kind of squads or groups ready once, or if the clones themselves move past the barriers. And then we have a commander droid with 2 security droids. The idea for this side came, oops, sorry, kicking a bag down here, came from actually watching Season 7 of the Clone Wars. As we know, in the first part of the Siege of Mandalore, the 212th, who ends up being saved or rescued by the 501st, is taking on a well-defended bridge. And I was like, okay, I like the idea of these big barricades and, you know, the droids in formation behind it, where some of the droids towards the front are actually firing while the droids in the back are just kind of chilling. So that's kind of was my inspiration for building the droid line. Overall, I think this came out pretty well. Knowing that I only had really the Stark Gray to work with, I wanted to add some green in. So I wanted these kind of pods of vegetation. So basically it's dark tan all the way down. We used light tan on the outer edge, and then sand green. And then I had the old stalks, the old-fashioned stalks for grass and flowers. On top of that, kind of just creating pods of vegetation. I think it came out, again, pretty well. I'm not known for building elaborate vegetation, and really maybe even elaborate scenery. But I thought this was something different I could try, and it breaks it up. We have dark gray and dark tan and light gray, kind of some duller colors, and then we just had these, as I've said already, these pods of bright colored vegetation. I think it came out pretty well. I don't want to talk much longer because really, as I kind of give you an overview, that's all it. I hope this camera's been staying in focus. I've noticed a couple times I've looked down, it looks a little fuzzy. So I'll obviously review it, and if you are hearing this, obviously it wasn't that bad. But overall, I hope you like it. Follow me on Instagram, of course, because I am going to be posting a lot of photos from this. I'll probably do a couple posts in groups of 10. We'll see. I don't know. In my head, I always feel like I can get off more photos. And then when I go through and say, okay, which one should I use, I realize about half of them are crap. But I think that's just how it goes with anything. Otherwise, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll give you another close-up look of our leading Republic units. I had a very fun time gathering up all these Rancor Battalion troopers, too. I had most of them. I had probably about half of them. The other half I got from my local bricks and minifig store. I pretty much bought him out of all the ones he had. But again, I'm going to end it here before I ramble on about anything else. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like or a dislike, depending on how you like the video. In the description, you can find my email for YouTube as well as my Instagram username. Email me if you want to talk about this build, or go to Instagram and comment on the photos I post of this build to interact with me. Lastly, if you enjoy this build, check out the other stuff I've built, and if you like that too, consider hitting the subscribe button, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video.